Every week, more than 1,200 people fan out across Kansas City just to spend half an hour reading with a student. It's part of a program called Lead to Read. In this morning's Save KC report, I learned the impact goes well beyond those short visits at school.
Call it the March of the Reading Buddies. Each of these adults are meeting with an eager student who's just waiting to dive into a book.
Big words, new words, small words.
It's all part of Lead to Read, a program that has blossomed in Kansas City, thanks to volunteers like Kasey Malone.
When people ask where I'm going on Wednesdays during lunch and I tell them about it, everyone seems to think it's the greatest thing they've ever heard. You want to get another book?
Kasey told us that he's been passionate about reading since he was just 3 years old because he says it can help a person expand their world. That's something he sees with his young reading partner.
Oh, whoa. It makes me feel good. I'm doing something halfway decent out here because I get to feel like a rock star for 30 minutes. It's pretty cool.
Now, normally when you think of a crime-fighting tool, you wouldn't think of a first grader's book. But the people behind Lead to Read are hoping that books like these and words on these pages can make the city of Kansas City much safer.
Studies show that third grade is truly a turning point for kids in their education.
Polly Hart, Lead to Read's executive director, told us that the program focuses on 1st through 3rd grade because in 4th grade, students switch from learning how to read to reading to learn more.
In 4th grade, they're expected to be able to read simple instructions, math problems. Children who are not reading by the end of 3rd grade, who are not reading proficiently by the end of 3rd grade, are 4 times more likely to drop out of high school.
That is the beginning of a dangerous spiral Lead to Read is trying to help kids avoid. Their volunteers come from jobs all over the metro, including more than 20 from KCPD. Officer Jake Bakina, a 3-year volunteer himself, thinks about the numbers every time he sits down with a student.
The last statistics that we saw in Kansas City Public Schools was that we were somewhere in the neighborhood of 55% were reading on grade level. If we can get that up just a couple percent points, then that's a few percentage points that are less likely to do crime down the road.
Such a cool story that we were able to take part in. You can read more about this story and this program online at kshb.com/SaveKC. You can also find a link to sign up to be a volunteer.